Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I hope every one of you is fine, and today's episode of Stories with Jashan is brought to you by HouseHat, all in one solution for your accommodation needs, and we'll be talking more about them as we progress more in this video. So today we have got Shekhar as our guest on Stories with Jashan, and we'll be exploring what kind of experience he has got in the UK. So I directly put Shekhar on the spotlight and I will request him to introduce himself. Please, Shekhar.
Hi guys, my name is Shekar. I also run a YouTube channel called Study Abroad Academy, and I have been in UK for last 5.5 years. So I came over here in 2015 to do my undergrad in economics from University of Liverpool, and then after that I progressed on doing my masters in finance, and now I have graduated and now I'm gonna start my working life.
Yeah, great, Shekhar. Thanks for a bit of this introduction. So, you have been staying in the UK for the last 5 years. So I wanted to ask you that why should the students who are watching this channel, why they should be coming to the UK? Like, what is so much attractive about UK itself? Why should they be coming at the first place?
I believe the difference between getting education in India and getting educated in UK is that when you come to a UK or when you live on yourself, you learn a lot more about yourself, and like it's not just about studying, it's about finding your place in the world and competing with rest of the people. So over here you have to do your own studies, then you have to manage yourself, do your own cooking, so you learn your cooking also over here, and then you have to compete, do your graduate applications, and then you have to manage your time, which is I think the biggest problem that a lot of students who are coming that face over here, because they have to manage their time. And overall, like I think each experience when you are in UK will teach you something new. So for example, when I came over here when I was 18 years old, I didn't know anything how to cook a single thing. I was just surviving for the first 6 months on eggs or Greg's. That was my thing. And then slowly, like I learned how to cook, how to manage, how to clean my house. These small steps helped me to become a better person, and also had a lot of change in my personality also. And then obviously study wise learned a lot more, and then learned how to manage my failures also over here, so which is quite important. And I believe for the students who are coming over here, if you see failures earlier in your life, you would know how to manage later on when you see in your life.
Yeah, well, I think I completely agree, Shekhar, that when you're in the UK itself, you kind of gain that independency, that you are capable of your own, like you can manage your finances, you can manage your time, then as you said, like cooking and all that needs, you can really accommodate that also. You really learn quite a lot when you're in the UK.
Yeah.
So, well, now, Shekhar.
Yeah, I still remember when I came over first time, and like my dad came to drop me, and then he left like after 4 or 5 days after I was settled, and then after that it was all my own. Like I had to go, and first time went to bank, opened my first bank account, went to did a first cooking lesson after that. So it was a completely different experience, and you will learn a lot more apart from studying. In different perspectives of your life, you will learn a lot of things over here.
Yeah, well, Shekhar, let's try to reflect a bit more on this. Like, it has been like 5 years for you in the UK itself. So, were there any kind of struggles which you faced when you were in the UK, and how were you able to overcome? It could be in terms of your finances, it could be in terms of finding a job. Any kind of struggles, like what would be your 5-year reflectance for that all experiences?
Thank you for the question. It's a good question. So, basically, the struggles start from the week you arrive here. Everyone would have a different type of struggle from the week. So once you are out of your parents' like shelter, the protective layer that they have, you are out, your struggles would start. So it would start, as I said, with your cooking, then it would come with your finances, then because then you'll have a pressure of doing a part-time jobs also, because you know all your friends or people, all when you are in India, you have heard that you have to do part-time jobs, but when you come over here, it's a whole different situation. It is difficult to find part-time job. It's not easily available sometimes, and you have to make your own CV, which you have never done that before. They don't teach you in school how to make your CVs, and yeah, so that's how your struggles will slowly start. Then after that, once you have start your part-time job, then you realize you need to manage your studies also, you have your exams also, and then you have to go out with your friends also, because then you'll have a sort of breakdown in between, and then you'll think how to manage these things. Then you learn gradually, and then once this is over, then there will be a pressure of applying for graduate schemes and everything. Then you'll face rejections from there. And then, yeah, so that's a whole process, and the struggles never leave you when you are over here. So students who are thinking that once they have come to UK, then their life would be very luxurious or something, then you are in a myth, because you have to do a lot of struggles when you are here.
Yeah, thank you, Shekar, for showing the people the mirror, because I mean, most of people really think here that when they come over here, everything is like going to, there's something going to be like a magic and everything will fall in place.
Yeah.
However, there's a lot of struggle involved, and that's what I wanted to kind of pick up from here as well. So, well, let's try to think about, like, in this 5 years, like you would have applied for some kind of part-time jobs. So, for the students who are watching this video, how should they be going? How should they be planning to get their first part-time jobs? That will be a simple
So
question.
the first part-time job you need to get, so right now it is a lot easier than what it was 5 years ago, because there are more recruiting agencies. And then I made a video also recently that Just Eat has started a student contract, so you can work in just delivering food, and there they pay you a decent £9. And if you cannot find it, then try to find something in your university, because if you are finding a university, they are more flexible with your studies also, and you'll able to learn a lot more in university. But if you cannot find anywhere, you can always go and try to get a job in hospitality sector. That includes like restaurant, bars. There are a lot of jobs over there. For all these students, I would just say it's very important to just get your foot in the door and learn about your finances, how difficult it is to earn money, and then manage your finances. That's what I would say. Just try to make your CV. First thing is just make your CV and apply to every job that you can see, and it's just a game of numbers in the end.
Yeah. So, what kind of resources can you give to the audience, like which you really found helpful? Was there some kind of website? Was it some kind of website to make your CV? What all things did you find like helpful?
Most of the universities in the UK have their careers and employability or placement section, and I would just advise all the students to take help of them, because they're really good, and especially making your CV and cover letter. And then you can find a lot of online portals also, read about it, because the CV format is completely different to what it is in India. Over here it is completely different. So over here they'll try to focus on, instead of like in India, I know that a lot of people just write that they have done work over here in this particular company, that's it. But over here they'll try, you need to write in your CV that what skills you have gained from that work. So for example, I have worked, like when I did my first part-time job, it was basically in a restaurant, and then I'm applying for a grad scheme. So the company who's recruiting me wants to see what skills I have earned from working in a restaurant. So then I could just write that I've learned communication skills, how to handle customers. So this is how you need to sell yourself in your CV. So that's what you need to focus in your CV, that what skills you have gained doing your particular part-time job, whether it could be time management, it could be working in a team on a restaurant floor, or it could be customer service skills. So there are a lot of skills that you can gain in doing part-time, and that's why it's important, before you apply for your full-time roles, you should have some sort of experience, whether it's part-time, internships, or anything in your CV.
No, wow, that's really great, because I remember myself as well. So I'm recently doing my placement, and the relevant experience which I had was my part-time job which I did in my university. And the kind of the skills, as Shekhar pointed out, such as your communication skills, team building skills, are very important. And someone, when you're looking for a full-time job, such kind of experience really makes a difference, and I can really vouch for that thing. So before we move on ahead and talk about the academic qualification of Shekhar and about the scholarships as well, here I would like to thank the sponsor for our today's episode of Stories with Jashan, which is HouseHat. So today's episode is brought to you by HouseHat. Now, whether you are a student or a working professional and you're looking for an accommodation in Oxfordshire area, HouseHat is the right place to go. So HouseHat is a platform which provides you with all-in-one solution for your accommodation needs. The HouseHat team makes sure that every tenant who signs up gets the best possible experience. HouseHat provides you with high-speed internet connection and also free maintenance for your time period when you're staying in the accommodation so that the tenant can stay carefree. If you want their consultation, it is 100% free. You can contact them via their website or you can also contact them through their Instagram handle. Both the links will be in the description. Moreover, you can take the advantage of the special promo code JUSH20 and you can get a 20 to 50% discount on your accommodation itself. So what are you guys waiting for to check out HouseHat platform itself? So welcome back to the video itself. So now let's just try to explore a bit about his degree. That first of all, I don't know the title of your degree itself. Please can you let us know what degree did you did in bachelor's and the master's?
So my bachelor's degree was the main title was business economics with a year in industry.
Okay.
And then in my master's was just basic MSc finance.
All right, got it. So like what kind of modules can the students expect in such kind of degree role, and picking from there onwards, what are the job prospects in the economic field itself which you are doing?
So basically, my structure in my undergrad was laid basically in first year or second year. We had basic in each semester. So semester was from September to January one semester, and then January to May was second semester in undergrad. So we were having 2 to 3 core economic modules, and then in some semester we got an option of one module, or sometimes we got an option of two modules to pick from an optional module. So we had to decide a pathway. One was business pathway, where you get to take modules from business management degrees or marketing degree, and second was accounting and finance pathway, so where you can pick your optional modules from accounting and finance degree, like you will have a joint module with them. So I picked accounting and finance modules, okay, and that was my pathway that carried on in second year and third year. So one important advice to all these students, so for example, when you're coming for an undergrad and if you want to pick a module in third year or second year, so just make sure what is the prerequisite module that you need to study in your second year or first year, because sometimes, like I know some of my friends had the problem with it because they wanted to study a particular module in third year, and that module required a prerequisite in second year and first year, and they didn't study, so that's why they were not able to study that. So that was the basic structure of my undergrad. Did accounting and finance, and then when I was studying accounting and finance, and then in my class 12th also, I enjoyed studying accountancy, and it was easy to score also because it's around the numbers, and I love being around the numbers. So that's when I decided to study MSc finance. And yeah, economics was interesting, but I was more inclined to study more of finance side, so that's when I decided to pursue MSc finance, and it played out well, and I got distinction.
Oh wow, congratulations for that, for sure. Yeah, congratulations. I mean, it's always wonderful that especially in the UK, like if audience is watching me, I mean, like if you're looking here for settlement, if you're looking for sponsored job, you really need to be in the top percentile of the students in the course as well. So well done, like Shekar, like you got a distinction. I mean, and that's pretty much hard to get it. I can really vouch for that. It's like pretty much hard.
It is difficult because you have a lot of assignments, exam, and then most importantly you have to write dissertation. So my dissertation was between 15 to 20,000 words, so I wrote about 18,000 words and got distinction in dissertation. Earlier it was a little bit daunting because never ever written this many words, but then learned a lot of things, and it was and even my supervisor was really nice, who was helping with dissertation, and eventually it turned out quite well.
Wow, wonderful. Great, Shekhar, for that. So well, like what was your cost of study for this all 5 years for your bachelor's and then master's, and did you receive any scholarships?
So I received my scholarship in my master's and didn't receive scholarship in undergrad because it was taken by my counselor. So that's the thing with the counselors, when you are coming in university, sometimes counselor take a portion of your scholarship or percentage of scholarship. That's how most of the counselors get funding. So that's why I couldn't secure scholarship in the undergrad, but then for masters I decided to apply by myself and got a scholarship, so which was a little bit helpful to my parents especially.
Yeah. So like what was the cost of study, Shekhar?
So when I started in 2015, my undergrad was £13,000 per year, and now the same undergrad is £17,000, and my Masters was after scholarship was around, I think, 13,000 pounds.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, well, it's quite a heavy amount, right? And it's like for 5 years, it's quite a big amount of investment, really. And
Yeah, it was a big amount, but luckily, I was able to secure placement and then did internship. So I was able to save a decent amount of money, which helped me going through my masters and in my final year of also university. So I didn't have to work part time. I could just concentrate on my studies.
got it. And how should like someone find a placement? So it was like a 4 years of bachelor's, and I assume like the third year was your placement year, right?
Yeah, so it was same. So over here, the placement structure for undergrad is placed. You would know because you're also doing the same. First year you study, second year you study, third year you go for a placement, and then you come back and you do your final year. So placement is very similar to how you apply your grad scheme. So it is not at all like how you find placements in India that companies come and recruit you. So it's not at all like that. You need to apply, you need to do your online application, then you need to do some psychometric test, then they'll invite you to higher view interviews, which is controlled by artificial intelligence. So there's no one on the opposite side of the camera. So the robot assesses your speech, what sentences you are saying, your facial expressions and everything. So you need to be good with that. And then finally they'll call you for assessment centers or final interview. So it's a quite long process, and that's why I advise all the graduates who are coming that apply as soon as possible, because it will give you a better probability to secure a graduate job.
Okay, got it. Anyways, like now let's say now you've got a placement, you've got a master's degree. What does your job prospects looks like in this field? Like what are some kind of top companies in this field, and how much easy is it to get into that companies, and what kind of graduate salaries are there in this field?
So I wanted to go in accounting and finance industry basically, and that's what I'm going in now. So it is quite a competitive industry, but it is one of the biggest sector in the UK. I know most of the students who come from India who are studying finance wants to go in investment banking sector because they are very high paying jobs. Like most of this investment bank starts job at 50K. But the thing is that investment banks just go to the elite top tier universities like LSE, Warwick, Imperial, so they won't recruit from all the universities in the UK. So if you can go to hit the top tiers universities in the UK, then only you could go to big investment banks. But on the other hand, you have all the big accounting firms like Deloitte, EY, PwC, and they recruit from all the universities in the UK. So over there you can go for advisory, auditing, assurance, consulting. So they have different types of options. Even data analytics you can apply for. So they recruit a lot of students and a lot of international students also, and they give sponsorship also. And so, but again, it is very competitive to get into firms because there are 4 to 5 different processes that you need to do over here. That includes again psychometric tests, in-video interviews, and assessment centers. And once you have done that, you can get a job with them, and they can give you sponsorship also. Yeah, that's the basic process, and it's all game of the numbers. The more you apply, the better chances you'll have to secure a job.
Sure, well, really great. Thank you for answering this. I've been this kind of encircles all the academic discussion which we wanted to have in this video itself.
And one more thing.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, and one more thing I want to point out to students that over here, most of the accounting and finance industry over here gives you sponsorship for studying extra qualification also. So for example, if you are going in any of the accounting practice industries, they'll give you they'll pay for your ACA chartership and everything, and because it's a 3-year chartership that you need to do when you're going in an accounting and finance industry. And when you're going in like working in an industry for a big company, so for example if you're working in finance department of any company, then they'll make you do ACCA, so they'll pay you for that also. And that's what I'll advise to all the students, that don't go for the highest paying job in the starting. Go for the jobs that will help you to learn more and progress more in your career.
Yeah, well, that is very thoughtful, Shekhar. Yeah, thanks for getting that for the students. Yeah. So, well, you're staying in the Liverpool itself. So, what is the cost of living in the Liverpool? So, what is your accommodation cost and maybe travel cost? What other costs you've got in 1 month itself? How much is it?
So, Liverpool is very cheap to live in the UK as compared to the other cities. So over here you can find a decent accommodation for one person between around 400 to 600 pounds, and then obviously it depends how luxurious accommodation you want. It can keep on going up. So but a decent price for a student is between 400 to 600 pounds here, that you can find a shared apartment, or you can find one bedroom or a studio in between that price. And over here you don't have much traveling cost, because Liverpool is a small city. Everywhere, like, you can walk from city center to your university in just 15 minutes. You can walk from university to dockyards in 20 minutes. So everything is accessible on a walkable distance. Even the train station from the university is like 10 minutes, and it has direct connectivity with London, the train station. So we don't take taxis or anything in Liverpool. We just walk everywhere, because everything is in a 1 mile radius of the university. So which is a good thing for students, because you will save a lot of money in traveling, as you don't have to take taxis or trams or other trains to go from one part of university to the other part. And I think that's the drawback when students are going to study in London, that you have to travel in undergrounds and you spend a lot of money in that. But in Liverpool you don't have to do any of that.
Well, great. Okay. And anyways, like, my kind of the second last question for this interview would be that, well, now it's like COVID situation going on. How did COVID impacted you as a student studying in the UK? So you were doing your masters. So how did that COVID thing impacted you, and were there any kind of resources which helped you out during the situation?
So it was a very strange time for us last year, because when COVID started, and like we were in middle of a degree in there, we were in second semester, and we didn't knew how to do and how we are going to progress from here. And then because we were about to have our second semester exams, most of our midterms and everything was done. We were just about to have our final exams, and it was a bit scary time, because we all wanted to enjoy our final year of university, and we couldn't as we wanted to. But the thing was, at least we were able to do a degree. We were able to finish our degree on time, and yeah, at least we enjoyed the first half of uni. And it was a little bit daunting when we started our dissertation also, because as you know, when you write your dissertation, you need regular meetings with your supervisor, because you've never done that before, and it was all based on Zoom call and Skype call. So initially we thought how we are going to do it, but the university staff and everyone were very supportive, and they helped us a lot, so which is really good thing. And yeah, so didn't feel much different apart from socializing from friends. Most of our lectures were online, like after COVID also, and then most of the times I used to watch lectures online before COVID also. So because sometimes it's very difficult to make 9 a.m. lectures in university. So I used to watch a lot of videos during that time. And then after COVID also, it was quite similar. The lecture wise, it was just that couldn't see friends, which was a little bit different. But in the end, then it is a new normal right now. But hopefully the university is starting from 17th of May right now. And if things go well in UK, they'll stay open. So students who are planning to come in September, let's hope if things are like this in UK, you'll be able to attend face-to-face lectures.
Yeah, great, Shekhar. Anyways, like, was there any financial help from your university? Because at University of Strathclyde, we were having kind of COVID-19 hardship funds, and students were getting like maybe £500, £1,000, depending upon their situation, like how much COVID has impacted them. So was there any financial help from the university?
Yeah, so there was a COVID hardship fund in the university that was available for all the students, whether you are a British student or you are an overseas international student. So it was available to all my friends. So in that, to apply for that, they generally check what part-time job you were doing and how much loss that you have got, or like what type of, like what's your sustainable income and everything. There were different checks they did. So one of my friends, he got I think 300 or 400 pounds because he was working in a supermarket, and for 2-3 weeks he was not able to work because supermarkets were figuring out what to do, how much staff they should employ. So he got bursary, or I would say help from university through that. I couldn't get it because during that time in my masters I was not working part-time because I was surviving on my internship money, because I saved a lot of money doing an internship in the summer for 3 months. So I was not doing any part-time work. I was just focusing on my studies at that time.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Shekhar, for like sharing your friend's story, like how he applied for the university and he got like about 300 to 400 pounds. So like what I'm trying to point out is that like once you're in the UK, you are having some kind of help from your university in terms of your finances. So you can be a bit kind of relaxed and certain for the students who are watching this.
Yeah, the friend got the laptop also apparently from university for free.
Oh really? Oh wow, I didn't know about
So
that.
he applied for a laptop and he got a free laptop from university.
See, well, I mean, I think it is due to the fact that maybe they have to study online and the university kind of supported that. The people who didn't have kind of the IT technology in their home might be they can send out a laptop. So well, it's quite new and interesting to hear, anyways. So well, I think what will be your concluding remarks, like any kind of last piece of advice is for the students who are prospective students who are planning to come to the UK?
I would just advise all the prospective students, come here. Okay, first enjoy your time over here. Don't stress too much about working part-time, or don't stress about anything. Enjoy your time over here, take with the flow, and apply for a graduate job, because that's your main goal. Okay, you should focus on what's your main goal instead of your side goal. So focus on your main goal, that you need to apply a graduate job. And keep on applying. Don't lose hope if you get 10 rejection, 20 rejection, 30 rejection. Don't lose hope. Keep on applying, and then one day things will work out according to you, like how you want. You will get your dreams. So just keep applying, don't lose hope, and that's the key.
Yeah, thank you, Shekhar. I really appreciate that. I mean, there was really kind of helpful insight for the students who are watching this video. And by the way, Shekhar himself has got his own YouTube channel, as he mentioned. It's called Study Abroad Academy, where he makes such useful and helpful videos for the students who want to come to the UK itself. So he's got placement content, a lot of content like scholarships, everything is there over there. So I would do recommend you to check down his channel. So the link will be in the description and maybe in the title as well. So please feel free to click that and check out his channel. And I would really thank Shekhar as well for taking his time from his busy schedule for kind of this session. And thank you for the audience as well for watching this video. Thank you, and I appreciate your time. Bye.
And thanks to you also, because you are doing these videos and helping all these students, and thanks for having me. Without you, it wouldn't be possible.
No, it's my pleasure, Shekhar. Thank you so much. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video itself for the audience. Bye. Have a nice day.